Uh-oh. That's like a 6 pound round.
Or better.
Jerky J's done it.
Look at the head on her.
Love it. Begging. Choked it all the way down. Let's catch another one. Hey folks, Pickwick Lake, Tennessee River. It's May, it's ledge season. That's what I always like fishing. We're gonna get out here today with the big Jerky J swim bait, big spoon. I got my good buddy, Joseph Webster, travel partner.
How's it going?
Good, man. First time we ever been in a boat together. What do you think about Pickwick and ledge fishing?
Pickwick's one of my favorite places to fish, and I think we're gonna catch them today.
Y'all stay tuned. Be a lot of fun today. Pickwick Lake, the whole Tennessee River this time of year is a fun time to fish for me because these fish are just starting to come out of the spawn and move out to those deep summertime ledges. It's more fun to me just for the fact that they're coming to new places every day. You spend a lot of time looking for them, a lot of time to find them, but boy, when you find them, you can catch them because they haven't been beaten up really bad yet. They're just starting to get out there and they're starting to feed back up after the spawn. Man, it's a fun time to fish the Tennessee River. Just about lost the rod. Oh, big one. I went to change the boat around and about jerked the rod out of my hand. Just a little old 3.5 pounder, 3 pounder. That is not the textbook way to catch one, but it works nonetheless.
Nice job there, doofus.
I caught it though.
Yeah, you did.
The end result is still the same. Might not have been pretty getting there. All right, it's May in Pickwick. We just came right out of the state park right there. Idled over a little point. It's just a creek channel, got a point sticking into the current, and there's a whole bunch of them down there. The one thing that's changed today just a little bit on Pickwick, we had a bunch of rain here the last 2 or 3 days. The waters came up about, I don't know, probably 2 feet, 1.5 feet. It's got a little bit of color in it, but it's not dirty, it's not muddy, so we should be fine. But this is actually the first place we've actually looked at and stopped on, and there's a bunch of fish here, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to swing us. They're actually right behind the boat. The current's kind of pushing me across the ledge instead of down the ledge, so I'm having to hold the boat funny. But there are some of them down there that'll bite. Old 5-inch Jerky J. And there might be a little better one. Well, maybe not. I think he's just got an attitude. Maybe a brown one or something. Not big. Yep, big brown one. Grab that net, Joe. I knew he acted a little different. That's a big brown one. That's like a 6 pound brown one.
Or better. That's bigger than 6 pounds.
Good Lord, what a smallmouth.
That's a big one.
Jerky J, giant brown fish.
That's probably a 7 pounder.
We're gonna weigh it.
Where they at?
In the back. I'll get him out in a minute. That is a Tennessee River smallmouth.
Sure is.
It's big as my fist, and that's a smallmouth.
That's a big smallmouth out there, I can assure you.
That's a big brown one.
Her tail still got a little broke on it.
Yeah.
You ain't been out here too long.
Nah, they're just getting done. Pretty fresh. 6 1/4. So that's about right. That'd be a 6'4" in ounces.
Yep. That's a big one. That's as
big
big
one.
as you catch up here.
Yeah, that's a big smallie. Appreciate it, girl. One of the coolest things about ledge fishing now is just electronics. You know, when we started fishing out here on these ledges 10, 15, 20 years ago, you didn't have this technology. It just wasn't available. But now, you know, there's really no reason to even make a cast until you look at them. I mean, these fish are 18, 19 feet deep. Turn on the Garmin right up the bar. I mean, you see them. So you know you're casting that fish now instead of, you know, like we used to, you know, you line up with this tree and that barge tie up or whatever, and you had to fish till you found them. It's not the case anymore. You just you just find them and then go fish for them. So
You remember used to when you, with just a regular depth finders, you'd see a tree out there and you wouldn't know if it was a limb or a fish or what. You just had to spend half a day fishing through stuff.
Well, now, I mean, right
kind
there.
of count the fish, can't you?
Right there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 right there in that one little group on the end of that point. But it's just changed the game offshore fishing. I mean, you know, growing up fishing around these lakes up here 10 years ago, you could fish anything you wanted to offshore. Now it's there's a lot more guys fishing out here, and the only thing that separates us from everybody else is knowing what you're looking at and finding them to catch them. So
took a lot of old timers out of the game that
it
just
has.
have this little muscle bed here and there that dove on them. It's took them out because everybody's found what they was diving on.
Right. Let's catch one of them.
Castaic, the company that invented the swim bait lure category, introduces the most lifelike series of fishing lures on the market today. With jointed, paddle tail, and straight body designs, Castaic has it all. Castaic lures will entice the most stubborn fish to bite. Available in an array of sizes, shapes, and a multitude of colors, Castaic has the perfect lifelike lure for the job. So if you're ready to get your hands wet, pick up a Castaic lure today.
Bulldog rods feature a series of 12 rods designed by the best of the best in the industry. All the tools a serious bass fisherman would ever need. Whether you're a touring pro or a weekend warrior, these rods are for you. Each blank features Japanese Toray carbon fiber and gives these rods incredible feel, lightness, and power. With a no questions asked warranty, unmatched look, durability, and sensitivity that has to be felt to be believed, they are priced to sell, built to last. Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that's no bull.
You got it dialed in that these fish are wanting that small XRM.
Yeah, thanks. It's a stud right there. Shallow running jerkbait called an XRM 100. It's a reaction strike jerkbait. Hey, that's a nice fish for sure. Nice fish.
Introducing the Microwave Line Control System by American Tackle, the most efficient casting system on the planet. It uses the latest in line guide technology to improve accuracy and add distance to each cast. A two-stage conical design primary guide captures and controls fishing line to straighten coils, reducing friction and maintaining line speed during the cast. It's so effective that it requires less energy to deliver the smoothest, most accurate long-distance casts possible.
The Bass Doctor is sponsored by American Tackle Company, makers of the Microwave Guide System, Lucky Tackle Box, Castaic, the original swim bait company, Duck It Fishing, Reaction Strike, #1 in swim baits, Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that ain't no bull, Power Pole shallow water anchors, Garmin, TH Marine, Stormer, and by Backstabber Lures.
You know, it's just a creek channel coming in off the river. And it's actually not the point on the river, it's a point inside, you know, a couple 100 yards back. But it's facing into the current, so it's an ideal spot for them to get in the summertime. A lot of these fish, once they spawn, they just don't get out here and get in these big groups until they get some heat to push them out. And kind of what happened at Kentucky Lake in the tour tournament last year, it was the first really, really hot week of weather. And they went from just a few fish out to thousands of fish out overnight. Yeah, all fun though. I think we got them found. We're just a 2.5, 2 3/4. Jerky J largemouth. Something's gonna got him in the back. Missing part of his dorsal. But pretty fun. Something got him on the side too. He's had a rough life. The fun thing about finding these fish is a lot of people think that Tennessee River, you have to be fishing on the river ledge. One of the things that's so fun is finding them in those intermediate positions. They're coming out of those spawning areas. They're not always out on the river all the way out because you're kind of just tracking them. You're following them from the spawn to their summertime setup places, but there's a lot of stops in between that you get a chance to catch them off of. So don't always just look at the river. There's a lot of fish in those creeks on those creek drops as well.
He's been out here a while, his tail ain't even hardly. You can tell where it's come back.
A bit way down here. Little feller too. That's a brown fish too. He ain't as little as I thought he was. Another small jaw. Come on up in here. Got my Jerky J off. That's over 3 pounds.
Oh yeah, good one.
Fat, thick. Thank you, buddy. I'm gonna redo my swim bait.
Got him. Good one.
I'll hold the boat. Kick a man while he's down. Got my swim bait off.
Best time to get you.
Big one?
Feels pretty good.
Think more than 80?
Nah.
Good one. 2.5 pounder. There's obviously a whole bunch of them down there. That's a good one, 2.5 pounder. You see all that stuff floating on that water right there? That is a mayfly hatch. It usually doesn't bode well for ledge fishing because a lot of them fish pull up shallow, the brim and perch and all pull up shallow to eat the mayflies, and a lot of the bass migrate with them, but had a pretty good start this morning, so it ain't affecting us too much right now. You know, these fish on the Tennessee River, Pickwick, Kentucky, Chick, all these lakes, they live out here from, you know, basically when the spawn's over, they'll stay till, well, we always seem to lose them in like July. You know, there's always I think it's when the big gizzard spawn shad, or gizzard shad spawn, and they go in with those shad in those brim beds that time of year, and then they'll show back up. But I mean, we've won tournaments out here on these deep river stuff like this, all the way up through mid-October, late October.
You know, after, like he's talking about July, the grass nearly starts to mat. You see, you know, and them fish, buddy, when it does that, they're headed to the grass, and you know, it messes up a lot of this ledge stuff because a lot of the stuff on the ledges, them fish just pile up in them grass beds.
The Tennessee River has evolved in the last 5 to 10 years because of the hydrilla. You know, we've got most of the lakes on this whole system now have a lot of grass in them, and it's really changed the fall fishing a whole lot. A lot of these fish that used to stay out longer are going up in July and August with the brim and the gizzard shad, and they're staying in the grass and not coming back. But grass is a good thing. I mean, we've seen all these lakes in the last 10 years, you know, 6 or 8 years especially, really get a lot better. I mean, there's a lot of double-digit fish caught on Pickwick now. That used to never happen before the introduction of the hydrilla. Gunnersville is what it is. It's been awesome for several years, but Kentucky lakes, Chickamauga, I mean, all these lakes have gotten so much better since everybody has decided that grass is not a bad thing for the system. There's no, just a whole bunch of this size class fish in the lake right now. Fun to catch though. Just another keeper fish, Jerky J, 5-inch.
You got it dialed in that these fish are wanting that small XRM.
Yeah, nice.
stud right there.
Shallow running jerkbait called an XRM100. It's a reaction strike jerkbait. Hey, that's a nice fish for sure. Nice fish.
Closed captioning sponsored by American Tackle Company, makers of the microwave guide system.
Hey guys, ICAST Orlando, Florida. Here at the Castaic booth, bait that y'all have seen a lot from me in the past. I'm with the owner, Mr. Rick Quaid. What about the Jerky J?
What else can I say? Jason, you made this bait famous. Not that it wasn't famous beforehand, but you've taken it to a whole new level. How many tournaments you won on that bait, I've lost track. But it's a great product line. I mean, we make the 7-inch version, the 5-inch version, all the way down to the 3-inch version. It's a phenomenal bait. You team it up with various other techniques. Just made a phenomenal living off of it.
Well, there's a lot of different ways you can throw it. You can throw it on a wobble head, you can throw it on a bladed jig head. There's several different ways to fish it. It's an awesome lure. Y'all have seen it on the show before. Check it out, castaic.com. Let's go back fishing. 14 inches.
Spot.
Is that a spot?
Good one too.
A mean one.
Or a mean mouth one.
I believe it's a spot.
I believe that's what it is.
Yep.
Big old spot.
Good spot for Pickwick for sure. We're not known for our spot fishing here. Pretty. Dark too, isn't he?
He finally let me catch a couple.
You know, I grew up on Pickwick Lake. I've done well, had a good track record up and down the whole Tennessee River, but Pickwick's kind of special to me. It's the difference you'll see between Pickwick and Kentucky, for example, and even Chickamauga, is the depth of the ledges. You know, a lot of the fish here we catch in 18 to 25. Kentucky Lake, you know, most of the time those ledges are 12, 15, 16, 17 feet. But there's also a lot of grass in the lake now too. So it's just a huge fishery. It's 44,000 acres, so there's a lot of area and a lot of places to fish. If you're coming to Pickwick, pick you out one area of the lake, spend time in it, because I promise you there's fish in all of it.
Oh man, I missed mine. You got you.
I got mine. We might have something a little different here, I don't know. Probably a catfish or a drum when they feel big.
Oh, good one.
He's a good one, he's just hooked funny. That's a one eye. That's the reason he ate it on that side.
I probably hit him on the other side. Why
See,
he didn't get mine. He couldn't
well,
see
he
very
ate
good.
it on the side he couldn't see. So he's got a bad eye right here and he ate it on this side. But see how rough that fish looks? I mean, you can tell they just got out here. Come on, man. Bloody, beat up. All right, now I'm gonna have to fix my swim bait, but I'm gonna let the boat slide back just a little bit
Yeah.
so Joseph can't throw on the juice.
I'm used to it now. Y'all have to stay with him. Live with him on the road, you'll learn a lot of things about a fella.
One thing about fishing swim bait, especially Jerky J, or any swim bait, but the 5-inch Jerky J, is super glue. If you'll glue that thing when you slide it up on that head, that bait will last 10, 15, 20 fish sometimes. It's always the little fish that tear it worse than the big ones because they get it hooked outside the mouth and they sling it. But super glue save you a lot of money and a lot of time fishing.
Got a big gizzard shad just come up right there about the size of your hand. And you know, during this summertime, them big gizzard shad, they don't run for their life for nothing. And you know, if you're ever on any of these bars or anything like that, and those big gizzard shad go to leave in the water, they are some big bass right behind them things. And you know, sometimes I've seen them gizzard shad come right toward the boat, pull in the water, and you look down, there'll be 4 or 5, you know, 4 or 5 pounders just following right behind him. And you know, it don't take long. In a minute, you'll just see sparkles in the water. So, them big gizzard shad is where the big ones live, and they'd rather have one big meal as they had a little bitty small one.
The neatest thing about what you just said is those sparkles you see. That's the scales off of one of them once they get them, but it'll just look like glitter in the water where they've just ate him and knocked the scales off of him. Why
Why every time one of us gets a bite, we both do?
Big one. know how big it is.
Might be a brown one.
It's pulling hard.
Nope, big old largemouth.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent one too, ain't it? Get out here.
Oh, come on.
Ah!
You just stay
See,
there.
that's what happens. I was trying to hold the fish there so we could get a good camera shot, and I let a 4-pounder jump off. But y'all saw it, so we're good.
That's what he gets right there on that big trout. That booty chatter he got it cost him right there.
I was holding you off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Dadgummit.
That's what I get. I sit back here and I throw in no man's land and he eases back up there. He's like that.
That there stayed too long. Just lost a 4-pounder and catch the little fella. Ain't that little. So you wanna jump for us? Give us some action. Feisty little devil. See, that there's pretty fat. Them others have been all rough and beat up. He's pretty beat up now since I broke his noggin. 2.5, and still pretty clean there though. He's been back out here and done healed up. Tail's good. Pretty.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all's sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
Castaic, the company that invented the swim bait lure category, introduces the most lifelike series of fishing lures on the market today. With jointed, paddle tail, and straight body designs, Castaic has it all. Castaic lures will entice the most stubborn fish to bite. Available in an array of sizes, shapes, and a multitude of colors, Castaic has the perfect lifelike lure for the job. So if you're ready to get your hands wet, pick up a Castaic lure today.
Bulldog rods feature a series of 12 rods designed by the best of the best in the industry. All the tools a serious bass fisherman would ever need. Whether you're a touring pro or a weekend warrior, these rods are for you. Each blank features Japanese Toray carbon fiber and gives these rods incredible feel, lightness, and power. With a no questions asked warranty, unmatched look, durability, and sensitivity that has to be felt to be believed, they are priced to sell, built to last. Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that's no bull.
The Bass Doctor is sponsored by American Tackle Company, makers of the microwave guide system, Lucky Tackle Box, Castaic, the original swim bait company, Duck-It Fishing, Reaction Strike, #1 in swim baits, Bulldog rods, tough as a dog, that ain't no bull, Power Pole shallow water anchors, Garmin, TH Marine, Stormer, and by Backstabber Lures.
Today at Pickwick, it's been about one bait alone. It's the 5-inch Jerky J. We've done a lot of stuff in the past on the 7-inch Jerky J, but hadn't done a lot with the 5-inch. Still throwing it on the standard wobble head, some 1-ounce head. A couple things about this setup though. You need the heavy line, it's 20-pound fluorocarbon. Water's kind of got some color, a little dingy. That's one reason we're throwing the IU color today. It's just a little bit darker than the green shad we typically throw. The key deal to me though is two things. #1 is the reel. This is a Duck-It 360. But it's a 6-3-to-1 reel. It's slow enough you can keep it on the bottom, but it's fast enough you can catch up with one when he bites it. But you gotta throw it on a heavy rod too. This is a 7.6 heavy casting rod. Gotta have the backbone. It's a heavy bait. It's a 1-ounce head. It helps about casting it, but on a long cast, it helps you with that hook set too, driving that hook home. But Jerky J, Duck-It reel, Bulldog rod, fun day on Pickwick. Mean little feller.
Nice one.
Yeah, a little better than I thought. Let me get him on up in here.
3.5 pounder.
Yeah.
3 anyway.
He's got that hook where he gets you too.
That's old Spot there.
Black lips. Yeah, he's over 3.
Yep.
Blacked up. Pretty fish. They're all pretty fish, man. So 3. See, with 11. Yeah, we've caught over 20 easy. You know, people ask me all the time, how do you go about looking for bass on the Tennessee River? And to be honest with you, there's just not a perfect answer for that. I mean, today we stopped on school this morning and I caught a great big smallmouth, you know, like a 6.5 ounce smallmouth. Well, we come back to this spot 3 hours later and there's not a fish anywhere around it. So it's not necessarily about waypoint fishing because a waypoint is not where they're always going to be. These fish move so much. It's a lot of time looking on high percentage areas. It's creek turns, it's points, it's intersections of creek channels, river channels, or whatever. But you've got to look at as many of those as you can. You've got to look for them. You've got to constantly find them. And to me, that's part of the challenge. Don't get me wrong, we all love catching them, but I like taking them Garmins and finding them too. Uh-oh. Got it. That might be him too, coming up. I don't know what I got hold of, but it ain't one of them 2-pounders we've been catching. Uh-oh. Big, 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 big. Grab that net, Joseph. I'm gonna bring him around so I ain't gotta turn back on him. Well, if we don't lose him again.
Got him.
We've been looking for a big largemouth all day. Jerky J's done it. 4.5, maybe a little better.
Yep.
Man, I appreciate you coming out and doing this with me.
Had a good time.
Travel together all the time, never been in a boat together, but
Had a big day today.
we've caught them. Had a lot of fun. Thank you, man.
Yep, thank you.
Till next time. See you guys.